Hey everyone, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell for this week's video, I'm bringing you guys another album review. I'm super excited about this one. Today I'm talking about Neck Deep's new album, The Peace and the Panic. I am so excited. I've been looking forward to this album for a while. You know, they started dropping the singles around Warped Tour time, and I was super excited because I was seeing them on Warped Tour. I really enjoyed some of the singles. I had very high hopes for this album, and they definitely delivered. So I'm just gonna go through the album like usual, talking track by track. Also gonna put my usual disclaimer, I'm not a music critic or anything, I'm not going to be technically rating the album. I'm just gonna be sharing my thoughts on it with you guys, because a lot of you guys have asked me what I think, so I'm just gonna be going track by track and discussing some of my favorite tracks and what I think of the album, and talk about some of the highlights. So without further ado, here we go. So the opening track, Motion Sickness, was the third single that was released. I actually listened to this one like really late after it came out. I kind of forgot about it, but I really like the placement. I love that this is the opening track because you get to hear lines in the song that connect to a bunch of other songs in the album, such as there's a line where they talk about Ben saying that he's talking to a ghost about where we go and we go, which obviously connects to that song, Where We Go and We Go. They also talk about the name of the album in the song. There's a line that says, "Between the peace and the panic, I can't break up the static." I just think it's a really great opening track because it kind of sets the tone for what the album's gonna be. It's a very fun, simple song, kind of guitar driven, and just easy, simple guitar riffs. I don't know, I just think it opens up the album really well, just kind of sets the tone, like, this is what the album's going to be about, these are the topics that we're going to cover, this is kind of the beats and the vibe that the album's going to have. I think it's a great opening track. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't release this as a single a little bit earlier, like maybe as, you know, the first single. I don't know, I find that a little interesting, but I do like how they made it the opening track. It makes a lot of sense. And then we go on to the second track of the album, which was the first single that was ever released, Happy Judgment Day. This is by far my favorite single that was released, definitely at least out of the first three. In Bloom, I feel like I kind of put into a different category, but those top first three that were originally released, Happy Judgment Day is my favorite out of those. It's a very, very fun song live. I had the pleasure of seeing this song live on Warped Tour, and it is so much fun live. One of my favorites to just jam out to. Everyone's singing along. It has a very interesting message, and I like that they actually released this one as the first single because it does set the tone of what the album's about as well. It talks about like kind of like government and like how the world is falling apart sort of, and how he can't believe that this day has come, and that it's kind of like doomsday, and that we're all just watching the news waiting for the next bad thing to happen. It's very interesting. And it's a good song, like I said, that really sums up the whole album. That's why I think it's smart they picked it as their first single, because it does another good song of summing up the album in terms of, like, if someone asked me, like, oh, what's this album about? I'd probably show them this song and say this is kind of the gist. Probably like this or Motion Sickness. So I do like that they come after each other, that the first two singles, that they kind of show what the vibe of the album's gonna be and start the album off on that track of, like, these are the problems. I'm not gonna get into how to solve them quite yet, but I'm gonna show you, like, this is the problems with the world, this is what I'm noticing, and then throughout the album, Ben obviously talks about more of the issues. I really do like this song. It's my favorite single. It's a jam. I bop to it. It's really fun live. Next we have the Grand Delusion, which reminds me a lot of something that would be on Life's Not Out to Get You, simply just because of the way it sounds. It's a very, I don't know, simple song in terms of the instrumentation, and just the instrumentation just reminds me of something that would be on that album. I don't know why. I liked some of the lyrics in this song. It's not one of my favorites, but it's catchy and I like to sing along to it. I think it's a fun song. Next we have Parachute, which to me is just a very stereotypical pop punk song about just getting out of your hometown. I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. I related a lot to, like, the lyrics when I first heard it. He's like, I can't wait to get out of here. There's a plane on a runway somewhere that's can't wait to get out of here. Like, that's literally how it opens the song. It's just talking about wanting to get out of here, move on to something bigger. There's even a line which I really like. I forget exactly how it goes, but it's something like, I'm sick of small town politics. I want to get to where the action is. You know, I relate. But also, I just think it's a very, like, stereotypical pop punk song, which is, it also kind of reminds me of something that would be on Life's Not Out to Get You, because that is a very, like, pop punk stereotypical album with, like, he's talking about how, you know, in the old days he was really, like, annoying and now he just wants to get out. and he wants to bring someone with him. It also sounds a bit like an early 2000s or even like a 90s pop punk song. I think that might be the way that he sings in the chorus. Also, I mean, the topic goes with that as well, but that's immediately what I thought of when I first heard the song. Even before I kind of figured out what it was about, I was like, this sounds like something that should have been released like, I don't know, 20 years ago or like 10 years ago for some reason. It just reminded me of really early pop punk, almost like, it gave me like a Green Day vibe. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but that's kind of what I think about when I hear this song. I really like this, just in terms of, you know, I think a lot of people can relate to this song, and I really enjoy the lyrics. I think it's one of my favorites in terms of lyrics and like how everyone can just relate to it. I really like it. Also, it does kind of remind me of something that Neck Deep would have released really early. Like, it also not only reminds me of like early 2000s music in general, but just like early Neck Deep. Like, this kind of sounds like something that should have been on Wishful Thinking. I don't know, but that's just kind of what it reminds me of, and I really like the song. Next we have the iconic song In Bloom, which was the 4th single they released. They released this at kind of a weird time, like, I don't know, 2 days before the album was out, and apparently the album leaked also, like 2 days before, so I don't know, people were listening to it for a while. I didn't listen to it until Friday when it actually came out, but this was the song that everyone was buzzing about because it's definitely a new sound, as well as the music video is something that you probably wouldn't see from Neck Deep. They're like, it's very colorful, a very pretty aesthetic. I like it. I think, you know, it works with the title of the song, In Bloom. You know, reminds me of like flowers, spring, stuff like that. It's a very light-hearted song. Not necessarily like the lyrics aren't very light-hearted, but the song has like a nice feel. It's just very unique and very different for Neck Deep. And I love that they are going out of their comfort zone in a lot of these songs on this album. This is obviously the big one that everyone was like, this doesn't really sound like them. But from what I'm getting at, a lot of people enjoy this song. I know some people had mixed feelings about it. They were like, I respect that they're trying something new, but I don't like it. Personally, I really enjoy this song, and I like that they're going out of their comfort zone and trying new things, and I think overall it was well liked. It's very unique, just definitely a new sound for them, and I really like that they tried something new because I definitely think they succeeded. I think this is one of their best written songs, at least in a while. I don't know, I'm not gonna say ever, but I'm gonna say for, you know, the whole this album, this is definitely one of the best written songs. Next we have one of my favorites on this album. This is a total surprise, and I kind of forgot this was gonna happen, but the song I'm talking about is Don't Wait, which features Sam Carter, who's the lead singer of Architects, and I totally forgot that there was gonna be a song with him featured on it. I remember them talking about it a while ago, and then just didn't even think about it when I was like, oh, the album's out, cool. And then I listened to the song, and I didn't know the lead singer of Architects' name, because I'm sort of a fake fan. I like a few songs and I'm totally getting more into them, especially after hearing his feature on the song. I really want to like listen to more stuff by Architects because I do like them, but I totally forgot his name. So when I saw this feature, I was like, oh, this is interesting, I'm excited, but I didn't connect the dots that it was going to be Screaming and him, and then I listened to the song and I was just like, what's going on? Like, I was blown away when I heard Sam's part come in because he does such a good job, and the whole song, I think, Neck Deep does a great job of picking the good parts of when to put Sam screaming in. Like, I like that you don't hear it too much, and you don't even hear it, you don't even know he exists for the first like minute and a half of the song, and then he comes in I think after the second chorus. Just very good placements of where they put the screaming. I really like it. His screaming is honestly my favorite part of the song. He has one of those screaming voices that I really like. Like, I don't like every single type of screaming, but I love the way he screams. Kind of reminds me of Caleb from Beartooth, like giving me that kind of vibes, and I just totally love it. It's so good. And I also love when his voice is overlapped with Ben's, and they're both singing the same words, but Sam is screaming and Ben is singing. Like, oh, stuff like that is so good. It reminds me a lot of Issues. There's one Issue song it reminds me of where Tyler is singing and Michael is screaming. Like, that's the same kind of vibe I get from Ben singing and Sam screaming, and I love it, like how they're both screaming. This is also a song that gives me like anti-flag vibes because it's talking about the government and like not believing in what they're saying and not trusting them and stuff like that, and kind of questioning what the government is saying, what you're being told by the news, which I think is, you know, totally goes along with the theme of the album. And it just gave me a lot of anti-flag vibes because I think the screaming also helps with that, and the lyrics are very, very good. One of my favorite lines in the song is when they say, "The government is lying and I'm not going to be a fallacy in this society." I just love that. That's one of the first lines of the song, kind of sets the tone for the topic, which I think is the government. one of my favorite songs on the album. I just think this is such a unique song, and something else that I'm really happy that they're going out of their comfort zone and having this feature, because I think adding a little screaming in there with Ben's voice totally works. I also love the line, which is in the chorus, "What if God was a beggar in disguise? Would it make any difference? Would you open your eyes?" Like, I keep singing that lyric because it's been stuck in my head. It's part of the chorus, and the chorus has gotten stuck in my head from this song. But I've kind of like thought more in depth about that lyric, and I don't know, I just think it's really unique and interesting. And I don't know, I mean, I feel like it's sort of about maybe questioning religion. Obviously it has to do with God, but like, I don't know, I'm still trying to like dissect that lyric and figure out what exactly they mean by it, but I really like that. I also think the song is going to be so fun live. Like, I am so excited to one day hear this song live. Hopefully, I'm hoping they're probably gonna play it on like their upcoming tour for this album, because this song live would be so lit. Thing is, I don't know if, you know, they'd have Sam there screaming with them or just be like a weird recording. But I just think if they could somehow get him to like be there, seeing this song with both of them there live would be a dream. It'd be so good. This song, I feel like this song in the pit would be so lit. But this is one of my favorites on the album because of how unique it is. I don't know how many other people really like it. Like, I don't know exactly other people's thoughts on it because I'm sure not all Neck Deep fans enjoy screaming and they might not like this one. But for someone who likes screaming and is starting to become a fan of Architects, I think this is like just a perfect song. I think they did this song perfectly with just adding his screaming in at those certain moments. They picked really great moments to have him screaming, and I just love this song. Next we have Critical Mistake, and I literally, when I was taking notes and thinking about this album, I literally wrote nothing down for Critical Mistake, which right now, that song is probably maybe my least favorite on the album. I feel like that's gonna change, because it always does. Like, my initial thoughts of an album are never what they are, like, eventually later on, but as of now, that's probably my least favorite song, maybe? I don't know. I like in the beginning how Ben gets a call up on the phone. It's like, I don't know, it's like 16 unread messages, and the girl's like, "Why haven't you been answering me, blah, blah, blah," and it starts, and he starts singing. He's like, "I made a critical mistake in a momentary lapse of judgment." Like, I like it. I think it's cool. It's about him screwing something up in a relationship, which, cool. I like it's nice. I like the topic or whatever. I don't think it's a bad song. It's just, I don't know, not much for me to say about it. So I'm not gonna keep blabbing on about a song I'm not crazy about. Let me know what you guys think about that song. So far I've just kind of been like meh about that one. Maybe that's my least favorite. It just hasn't really like hit me. I haven't found myself screaming along or singing along to it. It's catchy, it's good, it's fun. I don't know, just not one of my favorites. Next we have Wish You Were Here, which is the slowest song on the album, and also an acoustic song, which I was not expecting. I feel like this is kind of the December of this album, Not as acoustic. I feel like there's a little more sounds in the background of this one. But I didn't really expect them to do an acoustic song on this album, only because, when the singles are released and I figured out what the topic of this album was, I was like, how are they really gonna squeeze in like an acoustic track about the world ending? But they did it very well. I don't think this song is about, obviously, like, the world or anything. I think it's about missing someone who maybe has passed away. There's certain lines where it's like, "I wish you were here," and he says certain things that makes it sound like maybe the person's like not with us anymore. I don't know, but I think it's a nice song. I think it's really nice that they have an acoustic song on this album. I think it's a good little touch. I think it's nice sounding, and I'm glad that they have a slower song on this album. I also like the placement of it, after all of these, like, you got the screaming song, you got like the fun songs, and you kind of take things down, not slow things down with this relaxing acoustic song. I really like it. Next we have Heavy Lies. Once again, not a ton to say about this one, even though I do really enjoy it. I love Ben's voice in the chorus of this song. I don't know what it is, but the way he sings certain lines, just really good. This song has a great hook, a great chorus, and I really do enjoy this one. Next we have 1970 Something, the second to last song on the album, which I find interesting, the placement of this song, because this song just hit me the other day. Like, I had heard it a few times as I was listening to the album throughout the week. I had heard it, and I don't know why, but the storyline part of it kind of just went over my head. And then I heard it a few times as I was driving home, like this week a few times, and each time I hear it, I'm like listening more to the lyrics, and it's just been clicking, and every time I hear it, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna start crying. I don't know why. Like, this song is literally a story, and I think that's so cool. This is the type of a song by them I was not expecting to be on this album. Honestly, something I didn't think they were capable of doing, which isn't like hating on them or anything, but I didn't know they had this storytelling aspect of them, and I couldn't see it fitting in with the theme of the album, but they did it in a really nice way. So this song really does tell a story of a couple's lives, specifically from the wife's perspective, I'm pretty sure, because at the end she's talking about how the husband dies, and it's a really cute song. But also, it's sad. It's like a bittersweet song. Like, he talks about their whole life together, them meeting, them having kids, them, like, growing old together. And then, like, the last minute of the song is, like, the husband dies from a heart attack, and the wife's, like, crying, and she's like, mother, don't cry, like, he'll be with us in our hearts. And all of a sudden, I'm, like, crying. Like, first I'm like, oh, this is so cute, I love it. And then near the end, I'm, like, bawling. I don't know why, but this song... It's been happening with a lot of people. I've seen it on Twitter. Everyone's like, why is this song getting me so emotional? Like, why am I crying over a Neck Deep song? Like, you wouldn't expect that to happen, but it's really, really adorable. I also think that this is one of Neck Deep's best written songs lyrically because of how great it does at telling a story. And that's not easy to do in the form of a song, to have it make sense and have each verse be about a part of their lives, and then have the chorus in there, you have the same chorus, but still have it make sense. Like, that's really not hard to do, and then, you know, obviously have it flow and sound good musically and stuff like that, but they just do a great job. And I said this earlier, I'm a little interested as to why they put this so close to the end of the album. I think I would have expected it maybe more like somewhere else in the middle. I don't know why, as more of a break between, like, fun dancey songs. But I do find it interesting that they decided to put this as the second to last song, and this is another very unique song. Something else I think that Neck Deep is trying is, you know, working more on the storytelling aspect of their lyrics, which I love, and this is one of my favorites because of how great it does at telling a story. It's so, so cute. And I love this song. It's such a surprise to me. When I first heard this, I was like, would not expect something like this to be on the album, but I really enjoy it. And now finally, we're at the last song on the album, Where Do We Go When We Go. This was the second single that was released. It was released on the same time Happy Judgment Day was released. This is probably my least favorite single, but the song, however, is growing on me. Now that I've listened to the whole album, I like that it's the last song of the album, because it's kind of like, you know, you introduce in the beginning with Happy Judgment Day and Motion Sickness that this is what the album's gonna be about. There's all this crap going on in the world, it's hard to deal with it, and that's just that, and that's what we're gonna talk about. And then you kind of go through the album and, you know, you've got issues with relationships, then you've got these cute couple songs, you've got these sad songs, you've got these fun dancey songs, and then to end with this song that's like, pain, pain, go away, come back another day. Like, it's kind of like the whole album has gone full circle, except that he's given you a solution, which I like. I like that this song has sort of a solution. So it's, you know, saying after all these different topics that the world, you know, is still gonna, I don't know, knock you down or whatever, but there's a solution and there's things to, you know, be positive about and things to focus on the positive, and you need to, you know, be positive about life, and there's things to look forward to. And they say this in the line, the world is a funny place, it kicks you when you're down and knocks you out when you get up again. I don't think it's worth suffering through. But on the other hand, there's a world full of possibilities and a million other people just like you who've all been through what you've been through. I love that line, and I love that that's a line that's in a song that ends the album, because they're giving you a solution. You know, it's like, shit's going down right now, the world's in a weird place, they know, you know, and we've talked about all this mess, we've talked, you know, we've screamed it out, we've let out our anger, we've talked about why we don't like it, but I'm gonna end you with on this note that pain, pain, go away, come again another day. It's gonna come back, but you're not alone. And that there's, like they said, a million other people just like you, we're all just floating through space, we're all just on this earth trying to, you know, make the best of it, and I love that. I love that that's how they ended the album. And originally, when I first saw the track listing, I was like, oh, why did they end with that song? Because I wasn't crazy about the song the first time I heard it, but now I totally get it, and I think it's a great spot. Also, this song is super fun live. I also had the pleasure of seeing this one on Warped Tour. This is like my favorite song live, I think, that I've seen. Obviously, I've only seen Happy Judgment Day and Where Would You Go When You Go? But this one I think I liked even more than Happy Judgment Day live. Like, I remember how fun it was. Everyone kept singing that refrain, you know, the kids singing that part, pain, pain, go away. Hearing everyone sing that together and then sing the lyrics that it's like, you know, there's a million other people just like you, we're all gonna get through it together. It was really cute to like hear everyone sing those lyrics, and just the way that Ben sang it with a smile on his face. I remember he was just really getting into this song live. It was really, really fun. So, you know, if you didn't get a chance to see them on Warped Tour and you're gonna go see them on this upcoming tour, look forward to seeing this song live, because it was a very positive, fun song. And I think they do a really good job at talking about these issues in this album, and I really, really like this. So overall, I'd have to say that I really like this album by Neck Deep. It's better than I expected it would be. I think after the singles, I was intrigued in the topic, and I was excited to see what they do with the topic, but I wasn't sure how great the songs were going to be. Definitely lyrically, I wasn't sure how great it was going to be, but they definitely surprised me, and I really enjoy this. I think it's going to be one of my favorites of this year. I don't know if it's my favorite of the year so far, but it's up there. I really enjoy it. They've done it again. You know, they're one of my favorite pop punk bands, and I'm very proud of them. I think a lot of people can relate to this song. Also, I applaud them for talking about a topic that is certainly relevant, but also kind of touchy. And they did it in a way that I think everyone can relate to. Like I said, they gave their audience solutions, which is really smart, because I'm sure they have, you know, an age range of their audience. There's young kids in their audience, not kids, but like, you know, teens and stuff, that probably say stuff on the news and they don't know how to deal with it. It's scary. And I just like they're giving you solutions. They're saying you're not alone. And, you know, obviously they also talk about other topics like relationships and stuff, which I think they've kind of always done. But I just totally applaud them on this album. I think it is really, really great. Seems like a lot of people are enjoying it. As of now, I think it's number 5, like, on the top charts, which is amazing. Like, number 5 in the world, I think, which kudos to them. Like, killing it. They're just getting so popular and so many more fans, and they totally deserve it because they are such a great pop punk band. I love them so, so much. I'm so proud of these guys. They're amazing. So if you guys haven't listened to this album yet, please go listen to it. I think it's a great listen, an enjoyable listen, and I think that, you know, they talk about these serious topics in a nice way because the music part of it is really nice. The instrumentation aspect in the song, there's a lot of great hooks, a lot of really cool sounds in the backgrounds, like behind the guitar and the drums, which I really like. They're kind of experimenting with more electronic stuff, which I enjoy, and I think they just did a really, really great job at making this new album. And I think it's great, and I really, really enjoy it. But other than that, there you guys go. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Be sure to comment down below letting me know what your guys' thoughts are on Neck Deep's new album, The Peace and the Panic. Tell me your favorite song, tell me if you're going to see them on the upcoming tour, and just what you think about this album overall. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed my album review, and subscribe if you're not already, because I put out new videos every single Sunday. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!